Hello everybody, welcome back to Zen Odyssey, Food and Mood. I'm all about helping people heal their digestion. And this week's topic is the microbiome. Food is really important, emotions are really important, stress levels are really important, and our microbiome is also really important. I spent a few decades of my life figuring out how I could feel really amazing in my body, address my digestive troubles, and really thrive. Eating the right food was really important, but it wasn't until I really invested in my microbiome that my health really made a really big leap. I would say my health made two big leaps. One was addressing my microbiome, which is also in layman's term known as our friendly bacteria. And then the other one was really eating really good oils and proteins. This made also a really big difference in my health. So on Friday, I did a honey coffee mask. And it kind of got me thinking about that I haven't really touched on the aspect of how I look at and approach what goes in my body and goes on my body. So for many years, I have used honey as the face go-to to pick me up and clean and brighten and lift. And I've had a lot of skin problems my whole life. I had really bad eczema as a kid, and I still have my skin is very sensitive. I'm really sensitive to environmental stuff like soaps and yeah. One of the things I do is I really am mindful of what I put on my skin. And I've come up with a guide that I pretty much only put on my skin products that I would eat. So a honey coffee mask is 2 ingredients that I would totally eat, and they did wonders, and they felt so good, and my skin felt so fresh after I did this honey coffee mask. 1 tablespoon of each, mix them together, put them on your skin. You can look at my blog or you can look on Google to find the exact recipe, but it's extremely simple and very doable. And one of the things about putting simple things on my skin like this is that I'm not damaging my microbiome. So the microbiome is this genetic material that we have evolved to live with. It's a part of us. It helps us, it protects us. It helps us digest, it helps us create vitamins. It's a really big part of our health. A lot of people don't really know how important their microbiome is until oftentimes one of the biggest triggers is a really big dose of antibiotics or long-term use of antibiotics. The microbiome is really weakened, and often people will go to another country and get really sick and have another bacteria that enters their system, and all of a sudden their healthy body, their healthy systems are feeling really weird and weak and not good. And addressing the microbiome, reestablishing a really healthy microbiome, rebalancing it is often the really big answer. It's something that we didn't really know about and consider in the last 100 years. The overuse of antibiotics has really damaged a lot of our microbiomes. And one of the big things is actually the pesticides and chemicals on foods. So pesticides are made to kill bugs. So not only are they killing the bugs, protecting the food when they're on the trees and in the fields, but they're also damaging and killing the bugs in our body. Also, exposure to chemicals like chlorine and harsh house cleaning chemicals or whatever kind of chemicals, they also can kill our little microorganisms in our body that make up the microbiome. So I'm really trying not to say so, and I'm really struggling with it. So this is why I'm laughing every time that I start to say so. I will share a little bit more about my little one. So I have a 2.5-year-old, and we have been in something like 20 countries in the last couple of years. And I feel really happy for her because she is getting this exposure to this wide range of bacteria. It's really helping her microbiome, all of the microorganisms. She's having this diversified, and in the end, it's going to be a really strong system. A lot of people, like in California, when we go down to Mexico, we get the oh, there's a name for it. I forget what the name is. Something, it's like known as like the Mexican bug. But all it is they have their own bacteria there in their water that we're not used to. They don't have a problem drinking their water. But when we California or Americans go down to Mexico, we can have this big digestive response and feel really, really sick just because of this little bacteria that's in the water that our systems aren't used to. So the more exposure to bacteria, especially at a young age, will really strengthen the microbiome of our body. When I work with my clients, there's kind of two parts. There's really starving the bad guys. So yeast and fungus can really crave sugars, and anything like processed foods, preserved foods, sugars can really flare up the bad guys and put our microbiome in an imbalance. And this is when we have like white spots and fungus on our skin, our fingernails, and these types of problems, or gas and bloating, these kinds of problems. So with my clients, we work on like really starving these. So you limit these for a period of time and really starve them out, and they kind of go through a die-off process. It's kind of gross and sometimes not very fun. And then we really strengthen the good friendly guys. So what can you do? What can we all do to strengthen our good friendly guys? Besides not having chemicals that kill them, the way to actually feed them is by eating fermented foods, drinking kombucha, and it doesn't have to be a lot. It can just be a little, one forkful of kraut every day or every meal is really, really helpful to our friendly bacteria. And if you're in an imbalanced state, taking prebiotics and probiotics for a period of time can really help the friendly bacteria gain a foothold and feel really strong and create a re-strengthened, re-established microbiome. So when you eat, think about, and when you drink, and when you put things on your skin, think about your microbiome. Think about all of these little microorganisms that we've co-evolved with, and think about what is going to keep them healthy and strong, because when they're healthy and strong, we're healthy and strong. So reestablishing my microbiome has been one of the best things that I've done, and I always travel with probiotics. I do not take probiotics regularly, but especially when I travel, sometimes some things can throw my microbiome off, and I take probiotic. I really love one brand called Florastor, I think I'm saying that close enough, partly because you don't have to refrigerate them. This is like the reason that I love traveling with them. So I always have them in my travel kit. I have like a whole little alternative medicine travel kit that I travel with, and probiotics is one of them. And I also travel with probiotics for my little one. There's like special ones for little people. Take care of your microbiome, love your microbiome, reestablish it, eat the friendly stuff, starve the bad stuff, and life will be better. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Have a beautiful week. Eat some kraut.